Normal distribution concerns quantitative variables. In a previous lecture, we have discussed about the two types of data or variables, that is qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative variables record a value in each individual of the sample, like systolic blood pressure, weight, height, birth weight, age at menarche, etc. The summary values of quantitative data are, that is, the value measured from each individual of the sample. All the values are summarized as the mean and standard deviation of the sample, mode and median of the sample. The standard deviation summarizes the variation in a large sample. The standard deviation can also measure the location of an individual observation with regard to the mean, that is, how larger is it from the mean or how smaller is it from the mean. Standard deviation can be used to define the limits of normality, that is, setting the limits of the normal range for that quantitative variable. We will discuss this a little later. And it can indicate the chances of occurrence of a particular observation in the population. And SD can do all this if the quantitative variable shows standard distribution or normal distribution in the population. And mostly a quantitative variable is found to be normally distributed if the sample is fairly large and has been chosen randomly. What is normal distribution? Normal distribution is also known as Gaussian distribution. Now, if a large number of observations have been made from the individuals of the quantitative variable from a large random sample, for example, systolic BP from each individual in a large random sample has been taken, the data has to be represented in a frequency distribution table using class intervals, like the one on the right side. The mean of this sample has been calculated to be 120 mm of mercury and with the standard deviation of 10. Mean plus minus 1 standard deviation, that is, a systolic BP of 110 to 130 mm of mercury would include 68% of the observations of the individuals. Mean plus minus 2 standard deviation, that is a wider range, from 100 to 140 mm of mercury will include 95% of the subjects. And further, mean plus minus 3 standard deviation, that is a range from 90 mm of mercury to 150 mm of mercury of systolic BP would be found in 99.5% of the individuals. We can see that only 26 observations are lower than mean minus 3 standard deviations and a few observations are higher than mean plus 3 standard deviations. Normal curve is also known as Gaussian curve. A histogram is created from the table that was shown in the previous slide. A histogram is a graphical representation of quantitative data. The frequencies of the class intervals are plotted against the intervals on the graph. The plot looks like bars but without any spaces among them, because the data is continuous and the class intervals are without any break. So the bars are without any break. When the midpoints of the top of these bars are joined by drawing straight lines, we obtain a frequency polygon. And when the shape of this frequency polygon is smoothened out, it is called frequency curve. And how can we smoothen out the frequency polygon? By reconstructing the histogram with very small class intervals. And then we join the midpoints of the top of the bars. This is the frequency distribution table which was shown previously. And this is the histogram made from this frequency distribution table. Now these are the midpoints of the top of the bars, and when these are joined by straight lines, we obtain a frequency polygon. This is the smoothened out frequency polygon by reducing the class intervals to very small and obtaining a smooth curve. Now this is a frequency curve which can be called as a normal curve or a normal distribution curve, because this frequency curve has the characteristic which enable it to be called as a normal curve, and these characteristics are that it is bell shaped. We will talk about the characteristics in a later slide, and that 68.3% observations are included by mean plus minus 1 standard deviation. Mean plus minus 2 standard deviation includes 95.4% observation, and mean plus minus 3 standard deviations include 99.7% observations. Only 2.5% of the observations are higher than mean plus 3 standard deviation, and another 2.5% are lower than mean minus 3 standard deviations. So what are the characteristics of a normal curve? That is, when can the frequency curve be called as the normal curve? When it is bell-shaped, it is bilaterally symmetrical, the mean, mode and median coincide and are equal to 0. It has two inflections at the points where the curve changes from convexity to concavity, and this is where the first standard deviation lies on either side. And similar mean plus minus 1 standard deviation, mean plus minus 2 standard deviations and mean plus minus 3 standard deviations include these number of observations. Standard, normal, deviate. We discussed how normal distribution and normal curve describe the distribution of quantitative variables like systolic blood pressure, height, weight, etc., and that the standard deviation is the unit of distance from the mean. So the variation of a value, that is of one particular observation from the mean, is expressed in terms of the standard deviation. That is, we say by how many standard deviations is an observation more than the mean or less than the mean. This is same as saying by how many z's is an observation more than the mean or less than the mean. The z value or the standard normal deviate is calculated as observation, the one particular observation that you want to measure, minus mean divided by standard deviation. So if z is equal to 1, that means that observation, for example the systolic BP of 130 mm of mercury, is one standard deviation higher than the mean. Similarly, if z is minus 1, then that particular observation, that is a systolic BP of 110 mm of mercury, is one standard deviation lower than the mean. So now you understand that in a normal curve, this mean can be represented as 0 and the standard deviation as 1. So as we discussed before, you will understand now that in a normal curve, mean, mode, median, they coincide and they can be represented as 0. We mentioned that standard deviation can be used to define the limits of normality. This means deciding the upper and lower limit of the normal range. For example, the normal range of pulse rate is from 60 to 90 beats per minute. How do we know that 60 is the lower limit of normal? Because most people have a pulse rate of around 80. So how do we decide whether 58 is the lower limit of the normal range or 60 is the lower limit of the normal range? And how do we decide that 90 is the upper limit of the normal range? It can be 92, it can be 94. So we use standard deviation for this purpose. And by normal we mean usual occurrence of that value, of the value of the variable in populations. The limits of the usual values found in the populations for that quantitative variable are decided using the mean and standard deviation of a large and random sample of apparently healthy individuals. We have seen that mean plus minus 2 standard deviations covers 95% of individual values, and the remaining 5% lie outside this range. that is 2.5% below mean minus 2 standard deviation and 2.5% above mean plus 2 standard deviation. So internationally, mean plus minus 2 standard deviations have been accepted as the limits of the normal range. So whether we decide the normal range of systolic BP, pulse rate, of weight for age, we examine a large sample which is randomly chosen, and we use the mean of that sample plus minus 2 standard deviations as the lower and the upper limit of the normal range, of the so-called normal range or usual range. But by defining normal like this, we run a risk of wrongly excluding 5% of healthy individuals as abnormal because their values were either higher than mean plus 2 standard deviation or lower than mean minus 2 standard deviation. But they have only 5% chance of being normal. So they should be thoroughly worked up before declaring them to be normal. For example, an apparently healthy lady had a pulse rate of 50 beats per minute. But the clinical examination and all investigations came out to be normal. And she probably was belonging to those 2.5% healthy individuals whose value were lower than mean minus 2 standard deviation, or she belonged to the 5% of those healthy individuals whose value lie outside the range of mean plus minus 2 standard deviations. Standard deviation can tell the chances of occurrence of an individual observation in a population. Find out the standard normal deviate as discussed previously. Refer to this Z value in the table of unit normal distribution, and we can directly see the percent of observations which will be above this individual value or below this individual value.